2-minute video review on a $25 snowboard versus a $500 snowboard. Let's get into it. Alright, the $500 snowboard was purchased after my 10-year, 15-year, I don't know how long I had it, Santa Cruz board. Wanted it to be retired. There's nothing wrong with it, I just wanted some new technology and I thought a new snowboard would help. On my Santa Cruz I had replaced the bindings and I must not have tightened them down enough or too much, probably not enough though, and I hit a small little jump and the base plate cracked. So I thought that I would go buy a snowboard with metal base plates, which is not a bad idea. Working the time in the oil field didn't really matter, dropped 500 bucks on this thing. It was probably on sale from Sport Check, probably was a little more than that. It's a very good snowboard. The bindings are very good. They feel very solid. This is metal back here. It's all nice and stiff. This is really nice padding. They're easy to do up and take off. I find the wedge a little too much. It's a little too thick. Underneath, you take this off with one screw. Underneath there's a metal base plate to hold it to the board. I was so paranoid about torquing down the screws that I put Loctite on and then I over tighten them, and some people say that that's a problem, some people say it's not. I had the board planed and waxed. It obviously needs another wax job. A little bit of wear on the binding. So this board, yeah, out the door, this thing was probably 30 bucks too. 500 bucks. Fast forward a few years when I'm not working the oil field, and I found this board at Salvation Army. More time when you're not working the oil field to go thrift shopping. I said to myself, oh, this looks like a nice board. The sticker's actually still on it. It was actually $50, but it was a 50% off day. And I said, is this too good to be true? And I kind of just set it on my shelf, and then I took it out riding on the weekend. It was just phenomenal. This doesn't have quite the aggressive wedge. I find this is perfect because what happens is snow will pack in here throughout the day, and on the other ones, when snow packs in there, it kind of makes your boot difficult to do up. This is very good. This is plastic back here. Probably not as good as the metal. But these are nice and heavy duty. These washers are much bigger than on the other board. So this board was, yeah, 25 bucks. Salvation Army doesn't charge any taxes. This stomp pad, it looks funny, but it just works phenomenally. The edges aren't as sharp as the ride, but you can see the board's like new. A couple scratches from the other day, but there's no rust on the edges or anything like that. I guess it's a Fuse 147. It's a little more flexible than the ride, which is odd because that kink board is supposed to be one of the most flexible boards. But don't discount going to the thrift shop or buying a used snowboard when most people only go a few times a year. If you're going all the time and you're hard on equipment, buy a new one. But it's always nice to have two boards in case you have equipment failure on the hill, which happens frequently. Straps break, bindings break, you know, anything can break or bend or twist. So Ride versus K2. I've always been a big fan of K2. I don't think they've ever cheaped out like Burton. Burton in the 80s probably was just such a premium brand, and then I think slowly progressed into just being a mainstream brand. But I think K2's always been pretty solid, kind of middle of the road. Ride, I don't know enough about. I heard they're kind of a premium brand, but for 25 bucks, I'll be using this board from now on.